Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to True Sim Productions. I am your host from the WD Broadcasting Network on Facebook. Winston Deal ready to bring you guys race number 11 of 12 for the All-Star Racing League Chestnut Hill Late Model Stock Series. Right now we are qualifying at the Kern County Raceway Park. Caleb Thompson coming to the checkered flag. His second lap time, 18:14, sorry, good enough for a second quick. Brian Voss comes across the stripe. His second lap time, third quick for the 55 machine. He is in a tight battle with Brandon Elvis in the point standings. 6 points separating the two of them. 4 wins for Brian Voss. His last one coming at Martinsville just 2 weeks ago. Last week it was Justin Coleman picking up the victory. Next car on the racetrack for qualifying right here. Brandon Elvis in the 54 machine. Elvis in the 54, not liking lap number 1 right there. Gonna lose a little bit of time on that first lap, but we'll see what he has on lap number 2. Right now, Adam Fulford sitting at the top of the standings. Chris Smith jumps up into the 4th spot in the 80 machine. As Elvis comes off turn 4 right there across the line. Quick time for the 54 machine by quite a bit too right there. In 18:08 for the 54 of Brandon Elvis. Second lap time for Zach Murphy in the 29, 18:15, 5th quick for the 29 machine. Justin Coleman, your winner last week at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. He swept both races last week. Comes across the line for his second lap. Ends up 7th quick in the 14. Coleman goes 7th quick right there. A couple more cars still qualifying. Brandon Kelly in the 9 machine pulls out onto the racetrack. We've got a minute left here in our qualifying session. And Brandon Elvis has got to like where he's at right there at the top of the points, or at the top of the standings right here. If he's able to hang on that top spot, that's going to be bonus points later on. And just 6 points, like I said, separating him and Brian Voss for that top spot. Justin Coleman's right there as well. Just 25 points back in 3rd. So a tight race in these final 2 races. Tonight we're at Kern. Next week we're at Hickory. As Brandon Kelly ends up in the 11th spot, finishes his qualifying run. Owen Zacharias and Connor Lee not going to get a lap time in here. And Brandon Elvis will be your fast qualifier in the 54. We'll get the results up on screen real quick and talk to our fast qualifier if we can find him. We'll see if we can get Brandon Elvis up in the broadcast booth. Brandon Elvis up in the broadcast booth. Fast qualifier here tonight. You got a copy.
Hey, man.
Alrighty, well, you have 3 wins on the season so far. Your last one came at Southern National. You start from the pole here tonight. How do you feel about your chances on getting your 4th victory of the season?
Man, I'm kind of nervous. Just got to be smart and be around at the end. I know these guys are going to be hard charging behind us. We'll see.
Yeah, times are definitely close. All throughout the top 8 right there, all within the same 10th of a second. So you're definitely going to have some guys close on your tail, but it'll be a fun 100 laps here tonight. Hopefully you can get the job done. We'll talk to you later on, hopefully, but nonetheless, good luck to you starting from the pole.
All right, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was your fast qualifier here tonight. And we'll get our starting lineup on screen right there. Brandon Elvis going to roll off on the pole in the 54. He'll have Adam Fulford in the 71 to his outside. Caleb Thompson rolls off third into the 04 machine with Brian Voss in the 55, starting fourth to his outside. Justin Coleman rolls off seventh in the 14 machine, your winner last week. He's got 3 victories this season. Dalton Creech will roll off in the 8th spot in the 36. Jeffrey Miller going to start 9th in the 79 with Justin Elvis in the 10th spot. Behind them, it's it's Brandon Kelly and David Rogers in the 13. Then back behind them, rounding out our field, Brad Carpenter, Connor Lee, Ryan Gravel tags into the field late, and Owen Zacharias going to start shotgun on the field, though I think he is not going to be present for the start of this one. But you see the 2 machine right there, Brian Gravel able to get that car onto the grid just in time. We'll see what he can do starting in that 15th spot. Right now the field working their way through turns 3 and 4 on the exit right there through the Coleman Design restart zone. We are underway here at Kern. A good jump there from that outside lane. Adam Fulford drives into turns 1 and 2. He's going to try to take the lead down the back straightaway. There's contact into turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Brandon Elvis gets the race lead, slides the tires a little bit there. They're fanning out down the front stretch, 2 by 2. Everybody trying to get every bit of room that they can here early on. You see your front 2 side by side. Adam Fulford pulls ahead down the back straightaway. Elvis led lap number 1. Who's going to lead lap number 2? It's going to be that 71 machine on the outside lane. Adam Fulford crosses the line first that time. Look at Brian Voss in the 55 trying to make his way around Caleb Thompson as well. Still 2 by 2 at the front. Adam Fulford going to try and cross over now. Fulford to the bottom side. Elvis slid up the racetrack right there. Here comes Adam Fulford driving to the inside in turns 1 and 2. Look at the action we've got here at Kern County. Things starting to settle down behind them, but not at the front. Look at Justin Coleman through the middle right there. Gets around Zach Murphy. He's up inside the top 5. Brian Voss into the 2nd spot. Got around Adam Fulford on that outside lane. Voss started 4th in this one, already up to that 2nd position. You look back behind him, still a scramble for that 3rd spot. Caleb Thompson on the back bumper of Adam Fulford. Justin Coleman right there as well. These cars so fast here at the Kern County Raceway Park. You see the big bobble right there out of the 36 machine. Very, very sensitive these cars are here. As, contact. That time Murphy kind of got a little sideways off the corner. As we are 7 laps in. Brandon Elvis is your leader. Brian Voss in the 2nd spot. Justin Coleman peeking underneath Adam Fulford, trying to take over the 3rd spot. He dives underneath right there, drives to the bottom side. Tries to get the run up off. Fulford gonna keep the throttle in it though. It's gonna get harder and harder to pass on that bottom side. You're just able to keep that guy pinned down, especially in turns 1 and 2. 3 and 4, you can use the bottom a little bit if you have the room, but 1 and 2, it is very difficult to make that inside lane work. As we see the 14 dive to the inside, has the advantage going into the corner. Fulford drives back on the outside lane. Into 3 and 4. Coleman up the racetrack a little bit. He's going to have the advantage off the corner, but at the end of the straightaway right there, the 71 of Fulford pulls ahead once again. As these two continue to battle up front, your race leaders right there on each other's bumpers. Brian Voss keeping the 54 machine and Brandon Elvis close. Not letting him get away too far. As back behind, they start to pile up. Ooh, Murphy to the inside of Thompson. Nearly contact right there. As Coleman is able to get around for the third spot. Fulford going to try to cross over back on the inside. Very good racing early on here. Looks very tough to pass, but you can do it if you keep your foot in it and don't make a mistake, which is what we saw Justin Coleman do right there. He just kept the pressure on the inside lane, and eventually the 71 of Fulford had to let him go by. Murphy once again to the inside of Thompson, trying to break inside the top 5. You see when two cars get side by side like that. When Coleman and Fulford got side by side, Thompson and Murphy were right there to capitalize. We're going to see that a lot here tonight. It's to the inside once again. Murphy pulls ahead of the 04 machine. And look at Dalton Creech, Justin Elvis, Chris Smith. Those guys are starting to creep into view. These two cars side by side, slowing them down. Creech right there in the 7th spot. As things settle down right there up front, your race leader, Brandon Elvis, still holds the top spot. He's got Brian Voss on his back bumper. Last time by, the fastest car on the racetrack was your 3rd place driver, Justin Coleman. He won last week at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Last night at Kern, he finished 2nd in the super late model cars. So Coleman definitely has speed here at Kern. And won last week, won in the supers and the stocks last week. We'll see if Coleman can do anything here tonight as he got up into the wall that time. Definitely not what you want to do. As we look at Zach Murphy right now, still battling with Caleb Thompson for the 5th spot. You hear how quick these guys are back into the gas, and Murphy really had to hold on to the car there. You see a big moment on the exit, but you hear how quickly these guys are back into the throttle, and it's not like they're really easing into the gas. They're getting on it hard. So going to be very tough to pass with how quick these corner speeds are. Battle for the 8th spot right now. Chris Smith underneath Justin Elvis in the 44. Smith, your winner last night in the Barry Elvis Performance and Fabrication Super Late Model Division. Started in the 6th position here tonight. Currently runs in the 8th spot. As we are 25 laps into this one. Brandon Elvis starting to open up that gap just a little bit. Everybody's starting to settle in. As Adam Fulford still hangs on to that 4th spot. He started in the 2nd position. Put up a good fight for that race lead early on. Led a couple laps there in the beginning. But Elvis was able to prevail, and Brian Voss got right around and set his sights on that 54 machine. But But so far, it has been mostly Brandon Elvis out front here at the Kern County Raceway Park. Here comes Caleb Thompson to the outside of the 71. Thompson going to try and drive it the long way around. Did not get the run right there. Here comes Zach Murphy to the inside. Murphy going to take over the 5th spot. As we look back behind Chris Smith in the 80. Underneath Dalton Creech in the 36. That's the battle for the 7th spot. As this time by, we are 30 laps in, 70 laps to go. Still battles inside the top 10. Couple cars nose to tail. Zach Murphy peeks underneath Adam Fulford. Murphy trying to get into the 4th spot. Murphy not quite able to make the run work right there. Just looks very tough to pass. Like I said, hard to get that car to rotate and drive up off the bottom. You saw when we were on board with Murphy a couple laps ago how much he had to work that car up off the corner. And you see right there, another slide from the right side. Just very tough to pass on the bottom. As Thompson's right there as well, ready to capitalize if Murphy makes a mistake. This time by the field, led by Brandon Elvis. Coming to lap 35, Brian Voss rides in the 2nd spot. Justin Coleman 3rd, Adam Fulford 4th, Zach Murphy hanging on to the 5th spot right now. We've got battles going on all over the racetrack. You guys won't miss a thing, but we're going to take a quick step away here on the WD Broadcasting Network on True Sim Productions. Be right back in just one moment. Alrighty, folks, we are back here on True Sim Productions. 41 laps in here at the Kern County Raceway Park. Justin Coleman has gotten around Brian Voss for that 2nd spot. Remember, he won a week ago at North Wilkesboro. Came home 2nd last night to Chris Smith in the Super Late Model Division, so Coleman definitely has something figured out here at the Kern County Raceway Park. Zach Murphy still trying to find a way around Adam Fulford. He's got a line of cars right behind him as well. Fulford in the 71, about 2.5 seconds back. Or sorry, about 4 seconds back. Let's look at Chris Smith right there. He wants to go forward in the 80 machine. He won last night. He'd like to win again tonight. Thompson on the outside right there, trying to be patient and find a way around. Nearing the halfway point in this one. Still no caution flag. We've been clean and green from the get-go. And ooh, Adam Fulford up into the wall right there. That's going to allow Zach Murphy to finally clear him for that the fourth spot. Chris Smith going to slide into the 5th position right there. Dalton Creech underneath Justin Elvis right there, trying to find a way around Caleb Thompson as well. Justin Coleman sitting in the 2nd spot. Right now, your front 2 cars are the fastest 2 on the racetrack. That last time around. But a couple cars behind him, not too far behind. Chris Smith, pretty quick in the 80 machine. He's underneath Zach Murphy right now, trying to take over the 4th spot. Ooh, contact between the 2 of them. Smith got up into the door of Murphy right there. This time we are halfway in, halfway home. Brandon Elvis is your USA Firearms halfway leader. He gets the cross flags at the line. We've got 50 laps to go. And the battle is on for the 4th spot. Ooh, trouble out back. Connor Lee around in the 8 machine. Justin Elvis looked to be collected as well. I think there was contact between the 2 of them down the back straightaway. Not sure what happened, but we'll take another look. But Connor Lee around down the back straightaway puts us under caution for the first time here this evening. Here's the 8 of Connor Lee up the racetrack, and looks like him and Justin Elvis got loose right there. Not sure what exactly initiated that contact, but both of them loose up off the corner. Looked like they just got together. Meanwhile, up front, pit stops are underway. Brandon Elvis going to get 2 tires on the 54 machine. Oh, look at that. Brian Voss gets out ahead. Not sure what happened right there, but the 55 machine with a lightning fast pit crew. We'll see if we can see what happened on the entry to pit road and see if there was any time lost or gained. But here's when the 54 came down pit road. We'll see what exactly happened. See if he overshot his box or anything of the sort. But that 55 got out ahead of the 54 machine. Not sure if there was anything necessarily wrong, but the 55 just had a lightning fast pit stop right there. The 55 pit crew working overtime right there. Got him out of the pits the fastest. And Brian Voss is going to take the race lead. Remember, he came down in the 3rd spot. And he will jump to the race lead. So Voss goes from 3rd to 1st. And the lights are back off on the iRacing.com pace car. The field working through turns 3 and 4. The pace car down pit road. The field will work through the Coleman Design restart zone. We are back underway here at Kern County. A good start right there from Brandon Elvis in the 54. He had a good run up to the top side, but fresh tires on everybody's race car. Still 2x2 up front. Voss going to peek out to the early lead. Justin Coleman and Brandon Elvis battle for second. Coleman almost stuck a nose underneath the 55 of Voss. We're inside of 45 laps to go. Lap's going to wind off quickly here. Track position going to be key in the later stages of this one. Look at Justin Coleman able to clear the 54 of Brandon Elvis. Elvis back underneath to the inside of Coleman. And this is exactly what Brian Voss wants to see. Voss needs a victory here to stay in reach of Brandon Elvis. Elvis got the fast qualifier bonus point. Bonus points, I should say. But Voss definitely needs to hang on to the victory here tonight. This time by, we will have 40 laps to go. 40 laps to go here at Kern County. Justin Coleman in the second spot, just at the fastest lap of the race that last time by. He's got something figured out in that 14 machine. He's got the 55 of Brian Voss right there in front of him. Coleman glued to the back bumper right there. We'll see if he can find anything. So drives up, kind of tries to use that outside lane to turn the race car. And you see the run he's able to get up down the front straightaway. He peeks to the inside. Coleman to the inside for the race lead. Voss up the racetrack down the backstretch. Coleman trying to force the issue here. Ooh, contact between the two. Voss sliding. Voss spins. And Voss from the lead spins on the front straightaway. You saw the two make contact. Coleman went up in the air as well. But there was contact up off the corner. And that is going to bring out the caution flag once again. You saw it happen up off the corner. It looks like Coleman just tried to get into the gas and drove up into the left rear of the 55 machine. And he went up in the air as well. Watch it on board with the 14. Just try to keep it off of him right there. Got hit in the side on the way down, but a tough break for your front two. And that is going to hand the lead to none other than Brandon Elvis. Elvis out front, which he was leading this race prior to that first caution flag, so I'm sure he is happy to be back at the front of the field, but that is not the way that he wanted to do it, I am sure. Voss down pit road in the 55. He's back out, likely getting a fast repair. Justin Coleman, I believe, might be out of this one after that one. Down a couple laps in the 14 machine. But up front, your field is in the hands of Brandon Elvis. Zach Murphy in the 29, gonna start second. We have 14 cars still on the lead lap. As they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Who will get the good start right here through the Coleman Design restart zone? We are back racing once again. Elvis with a good launch on the bottom side. Murphy going to be able to drive to the bottom. What can he do down the back straightaway? Elvis pulls to the bottom side to block that run from the 29. Elvis going to lead him back to the line. Murphy in the second spot. Thompson in third. Dalton Creech up into the fourth position. Look at Brian Grable right there in the 2 machine as well. He's up 9 spots from 15th on the grid. Here comes Dalton Creech underneath Caleb Thompson for the 3rd spot. Grable right there trying to take 5th from Chris Smith. Battle's still tight right here up inside the top 5. 30 laps to go. 30 to go for your race leader, Brandon Elvis. Zach Murphy not letting that 54 machine get away, though. Murphy still right there within a car length of Brandon Elvis. As we look at Chris Smith to the inside of Dalton Creech. Smith to the inside of Creech, trying to take over the 4th spot. Caleb Thompson going to hang on to 3rd for now. Everybody's settling down here inside the top 5. We look back behind him, Brian Voss right there in the 12th spot after that incident on that last caution flag. We've got 26 laps to go for race leader Brandon Elvis. And Murphy is right there behind him, stalking his every move, waiting for a mistake out of the 54 machine. .25 to go. The field all running nearly identical lap times throughout the top 5. All in the 15:30s. But who is going to have the best at the end of this one? 24 laps to go. Zach Murphy right there in the 2nd spot. Just trying to get a run to the back bumper of the 54. Murphy already has one victory this season. That came back at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway on August 20th for the All-Star race. Elvis has 3 wins on the season. He won the first 2 races of the season at Rockingham and New Smyrna. Then a couple weeks ago at Southern National, took home the victory there. He'll come back to 20 laps to go this time by. Murphy's still right there, but not showing any signs of closing that gap just yet. Brian Grable up into the 5th spot. We'll see if he can find a way around the 36. Creech trying to find a way underneath Caleb Thompson in the 04. Those two battle for the 4th spot, or the 3rd spot, I should say. But this really just goes to show how difficult it is to pass here tonight. Some of these guys a little bit quicker than the car ahead of them, just not able to make that car rotate on the bottom side. Look at Grable right there underneath Dalton Creech. Has to back out into that next corner. Thompson up the racetrack once again. Here comes Creech to the bottom. Dalton Creech trying to take over the third spot and get onto the podium. We've got 16 laps to go here at Kern. Ooh, Thompson up to the outside wall that time. That is going to open up the door for Dalton Creech. Move Dalton Creech up into that third position. Brian Grable right there underneath Caleb Thompson. Up into the fourth spot. Can he make that pass work? Down the backstretch they go. 14 laps to go. Brandon Elvis starting to open up that lead a little bit. Zach Murphy starting to fall out of grasp. It's back behind him. Chris Smith trying to get back up inside the top 5. Him and Caleb Thompson battling for the 5th spot. Thompson was running 3rd, but Creech was able to finally get around. Grable has gotten around, and now Smith is trying to do the same. 12 to go at the line that time. Ooh, contact between the 04 and Smith in the 80 machine. Both drivers were able to hang on to it, but they made contact up off of turns 1 and 2 that last time. Just battling for the position. Brian Grable trying to get up onto the podium. 10 to go for Brandon Elvis and the 54 machine. As Brian Grable still working the back bumper of Dalton Creech in the 36. Elvis has a comfortable lead over Zach Murphy right now. 1 second the difference between the two. We're still watching this battle for the 3rd spot to see if Brian Grable is able to work his way around Dalton Creech. He's right there on the back bumper. So far, Grable up 11 spots from where he started in 15th. Can he make it 12 and get around Dalton Creech right here? We've got 7 laps to go. Ooh, here comes the 2 machine of Grable to the inside. Creech up the track in the 36. He'll have to run that outside lane. What kind of drive does Brian Grable have in the 2? The 36 of Creech able to hang on down the back straightaway. He'll clear him. Five laps to go. 5 to go for Brandon Elvis up front in the 54. Dalton Creech still hanging on to the 3rd spot. Zach Murphy still hanging on to 2nd right there. But the gap definitely starting to favor Brandon Elvis. He's got 4 laps. He can almost put it on cruise control from here. We've got 3 laps to go at the line. Here comes Brian Grable to the inside of the 36. Creech going to slam the door in turns 1 and 2. The popsicle sticks will be up this time by 2 laps to go for Brandon Elvis. 2 more times around, and Brandon Elvis will pick up his series tying 4th victory of the season. Right now, in a tie with Justin Coleman for the 2nd spot in wins this season. Now he's trying to tie Brian Voss for the top spot. as he works down the back straightaway for a final time into turns 3 and 4. Brandon Elvis gonna win here at the Kern County Raceway Park. He'll pick up his 4th victory of the season. Second will be Zach Murphy in the 29, and then Dalton Creech ends up 3rd in the 36. Brian Gravel 4th, and Chris Smith 5th in the 80 machine. So fun race right there. Brandon Elvis was able to pick up his 4th victory of the season. Hasn't been to victory lane in the late model stock division in a couple weeks. He finds his way back with 2 races left in the season. But we're going to take a quick step away before we grab a word from our top 3 finishers in just one moment. We'll be right back here on True Sim Productions. Alrighty, folks, we are back here on True Sim Productions, ready to wrap things up from the Kern County Raceway Park. Going to grab a word from our top 3 finishers. Starting with first, our 3rd place finisher up in the broadcast booth. Dalton Creech, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. I hear you.
Alrighty, well, you started in the 8th spot here tonight. You were able to work your way up through the field and end up in the 3rd spot here tonight. How do you feel?
Man, feel good, dude. It's been a long time since I've had a podium finish. The car felt really good. Was able to take advantage of a couple of guys getting put to the back, and I hate it for Coleman, but he ended up having a meatball and used his fast repair. But just able to work my way up. That last round, I went from 7th to 3rd, and was able to make it stick. And man, this was a lot of fun. I enjoy this track a lot.
Yeah, definitely looked like a lot of fun. Looked very hard to pass. You were battling with Caleb Thompson for most of that race, and you were finally able to get around him there at the end. But still a good run for you here tonight in the 3rd spot. Who do you have to thank for the 3rd place finish here this evening?
Yeah, man, Chestnut Hill, Coastal Performance, Florence Motor Speedway, of course DC Designs, just those guys, and then shout out to my uncle who recently passed away. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing none of this. And I grew up with him around a race car, and I fell in love, and it stuck. So now that's where all my money goes.
Yeah, definitely an expensive hobby, and sorry to hear about that. But nonetheless, congratulations to you for your 3rd place run here tonight. Dalton, we've got one race left in the Chestnut Hill Late Model Stock Series this season. It is at Hickory next week. How do you feel about your chances going into there with a little bit of momentum on your shoulders?
So I feel good. Believe it or not, my first and only win in the All-Star Racing League is at Hickory in season 1. So it's season 4, and that's been the last time I had a victory. So I know that I can get it done at Hickory. I'm just going to have to apply it next week.
Alrighty, well, you have a 3rd place finish pushing you forward next week. Hopefully you can have a good run there as well, but nonetheless, congratulations on your 3rd place run here tonight, Dalton.
Hey, thank you, buddy, and hey, great job on the broadcast.
Yes, sir, thank you. Alrighty, that was your 3rd place finisher, Dalton Creech. Now to talk to our 2nd place finisher. We'll see if we can get him up into the broadcast booth. Zach Murphy, your 2nd place finisher up in the broadcast booth. You get a copy.
Yeah, I got you, Winston.
Alrighty, well, you started in the 5th spot here tonight. You were running in that 4th position, battling with Dalton Creech there for a while, and Coleman and Voss got together. You were able to get up into the 2nd spot. You battled with Brandon there for a minute, but at the end there, it looked like he just kind of had a little bit better of a car there towards the end. Still a good run for you in the 2nd spot.
Yeah, happy with the day overall. Certainly a lot of track position race out there. You wanted to stay up front. It was hard to complete a pass. Definitely that first run was a little frustrating. Just kind of, once you get there, it was so hard to get under somebody and you just still couldn't complete it. So it was hard to really make up spots. So definitely got to thank the pit crew getting me out there, keeping position, and then a little attrition. We were able to work our way up to finish 2nd. So yeah, happy with the night overall.
Yeah, definitely a good run for you. You came into this evening 4th in the point standings, tied with Adam Fulford in the 71. He finished in the 7th spot here tonight, so you're going to have a little bit of an advantage over him. We have one more race left this season, Zach. Hickory next week. How are you feeling about your chances going in with a 2nd place finish?
Oh, I feel pretty good. I mean, obviously, I don't think we're going to get a championship or anything, but like Hickory as a track overall, and it'd be nice to finish out with a win at the end of the year. That'd be great. So we'll see what next week brings.
Alrighty, well, before we wrap things up, is there anybody that you have to thank that helps get you on the podium here tonight in the 29 machine?
Well, thank Whitney Automotive on the car. Got to thank Justin over at Coleman Designs for the wrap. Thank the guys down in Race Room 3. Had Brad and Caleb in there tonight. Thank the guys at All Star for the league. It's been a fun league. And you, Winston, for the broadcast.
Yes, sir. It's always a fun
check
time.
out WD Broadcasting out there, folks.
Thank you. Yes, sir. It's always a fun time and always good talking to you up here in the booth. Zach, congratulations to you on your 2nd place run here tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Winston. Take care.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks. That was your 2nd place finisher. Now to talk to the man of the hour once again, picking up his 4th victory of the season. We talked to him earlier on. He started on the pole up in the broadcast booth. Brandon Elvis, you got a copy.
Hey, man.
Alrighty, well, you led up until that first caution flag past the halfway point, and then on pit road, the pit crew might have just had a slip up there. Brian Voss was able to get around you, and him and Justin Coleman battled for that top spot, made some contact, gave you the race lead back, and it was your race from there. How do you feel?
Yeah, man. I think my Jackman slipped when he was running around the car. I didn't see him, but about the third or fourth time they've cost me on pit road this year. But no, I need a track position, and that deal with Voss and Coleman there. I mean, it's kind of just hard racing. I have to go back and look at it. I don't know if anybody was really at fault there, but I mean, it sucks. It was really detrimental to both of them's points run here. Kind of didn't want to see the caution to begin with. The thing was set on kill out front early, and it wasn't going away. So feel like I was opening up pretty good, and then that caution came out, and then got tight in traffic right there. And really needed a clean air, and it was pretty much gifted back to me there, and we're able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, definitely an eventful run there. But like you said, you were able to take advantage after that little scramble right there. It would have been fun to see the three of you battle, but it looked like that 54 machine was definitely set on rails, like you said there, before the caution flag. So you definitely had the pace to win here tonight. Who helps bring that 54 machine to victory lane week in, week out?
Yeah, my wife, my mom, my dad, Burials Performance and Fab. Coleman Design gave me this cool throwback scheme to my first limited late model. Back in 2009, I ran this paint scheme. So that was pretty cool of him. Yeah, Burials Performance and Fab, Chestnut Hill Restaurant, WD Broadcasting Network, Coastal Performance, Shockout Racing Performance, my teammates, Elvis Coleman Racing. I hate it for Coleman tonight. Chris had a good run. Dalton got his first podium of the year, so congrats to him. Just a brother for racing with us every week. Man, just everybody that puts it still on, thanks to you for broadcasting for us and sticking it out. You do a really great job, and we're real grateful for it, man.
Yes, sir. It's always a fun time. Always fun talking to you up here in the booth. Brandon, we have 1 week left. Next week, Hickory. What do you feel about your chances about getting at least one victory next week?
Man, if I'm going to get one, I hope it's in the late model stock. I think tonight was a good points night for us. Just hopefully look to capitalize on that next week and to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, definitely going to have to stay out of trouble. Hickory, a very tight racetrack. Things happen quick. You know how it is, but we'll worry about that next week. Regardless, congratulations to you on your 4th victory of the season here tonight at the Kern County Raceway Park.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks. That was your race winner here tonight, Brandon Elvis, picking up his 4th victory of the season. Second spot was Zach Murphy in the 29 machine. Dalton Creech ended up 3rd in the 36. Brian Gravel ends up 4th in the 05. Chris Smith 5th in the 80 machine. Caleb Thompson ended up 6th in the 04. Adam Fulford 7th in the 71. Connor Lee 8th in the 8 machine. Brennan Kelly 9th in the 9 machine. Brian Voss 10th in the 55. David Rogers 11th in the 13. Justin Elvis 12th in the 44. Jeffrey Miller 79. He finished 13th. Brad Carpenter 14th in the 31. And rounding out your field, tough break for the 14 of Justin Coleman. Ends up in the 15th spot here tonight after that incident. But that is going to wrap it up for us here tonight on True Sim Productions. Thank you guys for tuning in. I encourage you guys to watch back tonight and yesterday's race when you get a chance. 2 very good races here at the Kern County Raceway Park. But until next week at Hickory, we'll see you guys tomorrow night on the WD Broadcasting Network on Facebook for the Lead the Pack iRacing League. The Mini Stock Madness series going on over there. But nonetheless, thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next week. I'm your host, Winston Deal, signing it off. Peace out.